All right, live game two, Bucks Hawks. Got it right here. We got the Bucks already out to a little bit of a lead, and they definitely had to come out like this. You lose a game one. Trae Young putting 48 on you at home. Supposed to be a defensive team.
Yeah. Which Trae Young is going to show up tonight, Tony? Which Trae Young? Because in Game 7, I wasn't impressed with that Trae Young. And then in the last game, okay, he comes out and he's a Trae Young that we expected, right? So I want to know which one's going to show up tonight.
I think we're gonna get similar to last game. I think we're gonna get very aggressive Trae Young in game two because right I think the whole team's aggressive because if they can get a 2-0 lead going back to Atlanta, Atlanta's going to be insane with a 2-0 lead, 2 games away from the conference finals. That's why I think it's so important for the Bucks to come out in the first quarter and try and get a 15-point lead in the first quarter.
Yeah.
They really
You're
need. They
saying like
already.
right now to jump up high right now.
Well, I mean, right now we saw it. They're not stopping the floater of Trae Young, which was a big problem in the last game. But I think this is the Bucks team that needs to shoot threes better. It needs to shoot threes better, and they need to be more aggressive with how they guard Trae Young.
Yeah, and I thought I don't know who had more momentum coming into this series, the Hawks or the Bucks. The Bucks had the bigger win, right? They took down the powerhouse of everybody's favorite, the Nets, the big three to get this far. You thought the Bucks would, yeah. Did they have to play the big three when they were hurt? Yes, but you thought that they were coming through, right? Like you would think a little bit momentum would have carried them into this round.
I that's a good question, Joe. For me, I would say because the Hawks weren't supposed to be here. They won a game seven on the road. I mean, I guess the Bucks won a game seven on the road too. So like, for me, it's the Bucks. Like they beat the Nets, like the team that many people favored to win the NBA Finals. So I would have to say, I think the Bucks had a little more steam, a little more juice and heat.
Yeah.
Solomon Hill going in aggressive and wild and erratic, and even Coach Bud is like, "How come that's not a foul? What is that?
Like, what are you doing?
Can't you be throwing wild elbows into people's faces?" Um, yeah, it's. I think they both were kind of feeling themselves, but I think there is a little bit of something, and I'd be curious to know if other basketball fans feel the same way. Like of the idea of playing with house money. Are the Atlanta Hawks just sort of like, hey, we're not even supposed to be here right now?
Yeah.
Like we feel good. I think we see that a little bit more in football than I would say in basketball. Because a 7 game series, usually the better team, it bears itself out. That's why the NBA got rid of those short series that they used to have at the beginning, those little 3 game series, because the worst team has a better shot in a shorter series to try and get a couple games. But in a 4 game series, I tend to think the team with the best player, the best cohesion, the best team tends to win those. Also, the best coaches. Whatever coaches can make the best adjustments, which is why I love what Ty Lue did in the last 2 games. Even though they lost game 2, they were much more aggressive with how they were guarding. Middleton off to another slow start. Christopher, I can't continue to defend
Yeah.
your
You're big.
greatness.
You're a big Middleton supporter. So if he let you down, I wouldn't hold it against you to drop him as your favorite player. So if you don't want to root for Chris Middleton anymore, just let us know, and we'll be okay with it.
I mean, come on, Chris. Like, you can't be getting. Oh, Giannis! Oh, Joe, I don't know if you could see the game or not. I know that I'm a little bit ahead of you, but in about 20 seconds, Giannis just put together something that's going to end up on his playoff highlight reel. On his lifetime highlight reel. Hanging and hitting. Is the tongue out? Is he going full Jordan? Oh, with a little bit of that scoop. Gotta love that. Gotta love the Greek freak showing off his athleticism. Anybody new in here, the chat is free. Jump in, comment with who you think's gonna win tonight. Just looking to
It's
talk
a
basketball
free chat.
and have some fun with folks. Appreciate you stopping in here, checking out what is going on. We're at our first commercial break. Joe had asked me earlier on in the show which team I thought had more momentum coming in.
Certified is in the house.
Certified. Who you got tonight? I got the Bucks. I picked the Bucks before the game. Put it out on our YouTube channel. I got them 108, 102, or 106.
What's your record? What's your record this playoffs, Tony? Pretty good.
It's not great. It is not great whatsoever.
Tony, you want me to answer this? You want me to answer why I'm here, Tony?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm the boss. I'm the boss.
Because I'm bossy. That Khalees track.
I'm here because Tony Tucker said I could be here. He said, Joe, if you want to hop on, come on. He goes, I don't really need you here, but do what you want to do.
No, it's early in the game. Certified says he's got the Hawks. Now, Certified, let me ask you this. Are you one of those people that's like jumping on the bandwagon, or were you already on there and partying? You know, it's a vibe. Were you already like full 2 Chainz on the Hawks before this little run they put together? Because I'm noticing a lot of people who are becoming fans, and I'm fans of them as like the future. Like, I really think this is a great young nucleus, and with the way the NBA is heading, I know they're going to change some of these rules, which could hurt the amount of free throws that Trae Young is going to be shooting. But I gotta say, John Collins he's a good defender. He's a good rebounder. He can shoot the 3. If he continues to learn how to score in other ways, like if he develops a game kind of down low below the back to the basket, I'm a Laker fan too. I'm a fan of the Certified. We just became friends. That's the same reason I am a fan of Trae Young.
Did we just become best friends?
Dude, yep. Step brothers. So this was the moment that I became a Trae Young fan. In the Garden, when they're chanting Trae Young is balding and he's just giving him the business, I was like, okay, I can watch this kid play basketball all day long. And it's not like he's not a villain. He's like the villain with a smile. He's like a fun villain. He's not like an angry Charles Oakley type villain, like from my youth, like those guys. Or Rick Mahorn was one of those guys. Like, those guys were just mean. They felt miserable. But yes, I am a Laker fan who's also a fan of the style of basketball, the fun that Trae Young has. And then what he showed in the game 7 against the Sixers, when you're shooting that bad and you still have confidence to be throwing it up, taking big shots in the fourth quarter and making them, I like the way you're cut. That's good. You got to have that if you're going to win in the NBA, because it's not every night's going to be your night. But we saw it with Kobe so many times, get to the fourth quarter and he might be 7 for 21, but he's still shooting with confidence. He's still shooting knowing, hey, I'm the best player on the floor right now. We got Kevin Huerter, John Collins down there doing battle with PJ Tucker. Ooh, Trae looking a little sloppy. Refs not knowing which way to point.
Did you know who 2 Chainz is?
Who's 2 Chainz? Mike's just messing with us. If Mike doesn't know who 2 Chainz is, he's now been suspended from the second half of this game. No, I just blanked on what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Oh, whoopee.
This game is whoopee. Remember on Little Rascals when they were like, hey, there's your mom. And then shows her, and then he's like, whoopee. I don't know if you saw that, but.
I don't remember that exact moment, but yes, I remember the movie Little Rascals. I remember that she's in it. Now, what I was going to say, Mike's at the gym pumping iron. He will be here for the second half. He's flexing on folks. Middleton, thank you for showing up, Chris Middleton. Keep it rolling. No,
Chris Middleton gonna make you look good, Tony. He's trying to make you look good.
Make it rain. I want him over there just crip walking. When you get $228 million contract, but you can't make a free throw. That's it. Him and Ben Simmons. What are we gonna do with guys that can't make free throws? Giannis trying to go for another highlight at the basket. Pulling up.
You want me to show the game? Show me the game. Can't show you the game.
No, last night in that game, Clippers and Clippers Suns, there was no reviews. Like, I don't remember there being any reviews in the game, which has been a huge problem with anybody who watches the NBA as much as I do.
All right, Certified. Thanks for joining us. Come back. We'll be on here. Or Tony will be on here at least.
Somebody will be here. Somebody will be here talking. Looking for people who also want to talk about what's going on in the game. Chris Middleton picks up an early second foul when he's headed to the bench. That was the thing I thought they needed to do in the first game to have success. Was to get the Bucks in early foul trouble. Go at some of these guys. Go at Drew Holiday. But they didn't have any problem. They put Drew Holiday on skates several times in the last game. Is when the Bucks win in 5. Are you sticking to that, or is that not just for the show?
Mike says some random stuff and he stays with it. I don't know what he does, but it is what it is.
Well, I called the Bucks in 5, but then I got pretty big on the Hawks while I was arguing with Mike. Like, I was like sitting there, I'm arguing with Mike 10 seconds. What are numbers? Somebody help me.
Mister.
That's the weird thing about doing the Friday Night Wars thing. When you are picking a side and you get the argument.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if this happens to you, but it happened to me where I started realizing I was like, oh, damn, I'm kind of a Hawks fan. Like, I kind of really like the Hawks. Just because I was arguing on that side. I'm just like, oh, I could cheer for the Hawks. Not like a real fan. Now I'm going to follow all their games like the Lakers. But I was like, okay, the Lakers are done. Maybe I could ride with the Hawks the rest of the playoffs. But there's no team that wants that because I'm a curse, Joe.
Well, what I've noticed from you, Tony, is that you're a Hawks fan and you're a Suns hater. But in my eyes, the Suns and the Hawks are the same thing. They both have a young, hungry team ready to go that want it more than everybody else. Both of them should not be here in the position that they are, but they're both here and they're continuing to fight to prove everybody wrong. And a Suns-Hawks series, woo!
Yeah, I honestly think that. I don't know. I bet that's probably the best TV, if I'm being honest. People are in love with Devin Booker right now, and everybody kind of has this sentimental thing for Chris Paul. You know, that people would love the story of Nate McMillan. You know, I also I'm kind of wondering too, like, if Nate McMillan makes it and coaches against either Ty Lue or Monty Williams, I'm wondering if this is the first time we ever had two brothers who would be coaching against each other in the NBA Finals. Like, that's a stat that I would like to know if it's ever happened before.
Well, I'm not going to look it up for you, Tony. So
No, I'll look it up sometime.
Want to know why? I'm lazy.
Trae's shimmying out here already. I heart Christopher Paul. Chris. Sign my State Farm merch, Chris. Chris. I love Chris. Chris Paul. I don't know why.
Okay.
Everybody's like, oh, Chris Paul. I love Chris Paul.
Do you think that now with Chris Paul out that more people are on the bandwagon of Booker?
Well, he came back last night and he was terrible. But it wasn't to be expected, but it's understandable. that when he had that kind of a layoff that he was bad. Booker was bad, but I'm sure if you asked any Devin Booker fans, they're like, oh, well, he had a broken nose and he was adjusting to the mask and whatever, but Booker wasn't good for back-to-back games. I don't expect that to continue. He's just going to get back to shooting more mid-range, and he dominates there. He'll be more aggressive in Game 4 in LA. He'll get more free throws. So I think Devin Booker will bounce back, have a nice game. CP3 will have a nice game. The Clippers really shot themselves in the foot when they let that lob go in. Like, they could have made this a very competitive series, but they got a lot of fight. Reggie Jackson is balling out of control. We just hit a commercial.
Any basketball that doesn't have Kuzma is boring basketball.
Kuzma. So we are at the break. We're at a commercial break, 14:20. Kuzma. Who's
There you
better?
go, Tony.
This is hilarious. I love
Who's
this
better?
game.
It's at the age of 21. And then like it says who is better, but that little asterisk right there, it says at the age of 21.
See, that to me is like, why make it an asterisk? It should be like in bold. It should be bigger than who is better. Because there's a legit conversation that can point out and say, look at these numbers. Look at where Trae Young is at this point in his career. Now, I could never argue with a straight face that Trae Young is better than Michael Jordan. But, I mean, at 21 years old, or however old Trae's what, 21, 22 years old, like, he's great. I mean, the Hawks are in this position not solely because of him. That's not the case, because they've got so many great young players. But I really do believe that they have a great player who made a really good adjustment to me, and that was the shooting less three-pointers. And I think Nate McMillan has shown, like, if you guys just give a little bit of effort on defense, rebound, focus on that end of the floor, they're going to get back Hunter from injury next year. I think the Hawks could be right back in the top of the East. And who knows what happens with the Sixers? You know, maybe Daryl Morey goes crazy and just starts trading Embiid and Simmons, and they have a whole new team, and they're different.
Get this graphic off the screen.
But I think the Hawks could be a team that's comes in as like a top 3 seed in the East, kind of competing up there with the Bucks. Obviously, I believe the Nets are going to be, 1, 2, 3 seed at the top. But yeah, I like the Hawks team to come back and be in a similar position next year, and then they have all of the experience of this year.
Yeah.
And if they can find a way to steal this and get some NBA Finals experience, then really watch out.
So you're saying the Hawks?
So I'm saying there's a chance, Joseph. That's all I'm saying. Is the Hawks are a team that a lot of people are going, oh, they're a year or two away. But really, are they a year or two away, or can they compete right now? Again, everybody who stops in here, we appreciate you. The chat is free. If you want to comment who you think is going to win the game, if you think something I'm saying is foolish, jump in here and let me know. It's all good fun. We appreciate you swinging by, checking in on the game, and conversing with us.
Yes, sir. Chat is free, and we like to. And if you're a new subscriber, let us know too, because we'll give you a little shout out. I'm like, yeah, shout out to whoever subscribes. Was I happy right there? Was that good enough? Was that like enough for you to be happy?
I felt like a little prelude of what may be to come. Milwaukee right now to me really has a chance. Like, you just came back from the break, you've got the ball. Bryn Forbes is jacking up shots. I don't know why. I mean, Giannis, get in the post and do some work, buddy. I don't see Capella on the floor. They're playing small right now. So, Giannis, get in the paint and dominate. You're 6'11". Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be. But they have a real chance right now to step on it. Push this lead to double digits and try and snatch the hope of the Atlanta Hawks in Game 2. You can't let the Hawks hang around. They have too many shooters, and they're too cocky. Not cocky, but they're too confident.
Yeah, no lead is too big for them not to come back. They're gonna do all this. What is this right here?
Thomas lives in Milwaukee. He just wanted to let us know he's not fans. That's okay. We get it.
You guys suck. Thank you. I'll put it on there. Or if you're Thomas, stop being a cheap ass. Go get some goddamn cable. We're just a reactionary show. You coming on here looking for free stuff, dude? Go pay some money. You live in Milwaukee. You should have the Bucks somewhere on TV. Apparently, you're not a true fan. So, but I appreciate you coming on and thanks for the view.
I think the bars are open.
Yeah, Thomas, go somewhere. Call a friend. Do you have friends? Call a friend. If they have a TV, go over there.
Yeah, well, Milwaukee's a good, fun town. I've spent some time in Milwaukee.
Thomas seems like a nice guy, like somebody I would hang out with. Like
Bryn Forbes for 3. 14. See, now they pushed it to 10 with 3 minutes to go. Keep it going. Keep it going. I don't know why he followed up with "I live in Milwaukee."
I think Trae Young has a thing for you. What's his name? Again? Thomas. Trae Young has something to tell you right now. Live here on the air, Trae Young wants to tell you something. Shh. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
It's like we're only down by 8. We got this. We got this in the bag. Giannis going strong to the hoop. 16, 26. I like that. 9 points, 4 or 7 from Giannis. I can't wait till they take some of these rules out. Get rid of some of these rules that favor the shooters jumping into defenders.
Yeah.
It's not basketball. You just can't jump into somebody and draw a foul. Bryn Forbes is just standing there like this, and Lou Williams just slams his body into him, and now Bryn Forbes has got a foul.
Yeah.
That's stupid. If a wide receiver runs into a DB, are they throwing pass interference on that all the time? I guess maybe they are. That was probably a bad comparison. I should have ran that through my head before I said it out loud.
Thomas is saying, I don't know where he's saying. He's somewhere. And now he's outside, and I was just expecting you guys to have the game on here. I would love to show the game. I would love to actually show the game on here. But YouTube would take us in a quick second. But if you want to go head over to the Mike on the Mike Sports channel, he's showing it. But you gotta hit the sub just to show it, and he'll show it.
Oh, is that how it works?
I don't know if it works. I'm just
sneaky Mike over here.
Mike in here trying to steal stuff. But if you want to go over there, I already reported him, so it's cool.
I really do think that it's not that far before certain places start allowing channels access to games. Maybe not playoff games, obviously, but just certain teams are just like, hey, you want to stream our games and try and get them out to more people? Any way that they can get.
Yeah, because I would love to be able to show the whole game and to actually see the reaction, because we get a lot of fans that are watching this program, our reactions and and the scoreboard that we have up here from a lot of other countries, and I'm not sure how much of the game they actually get and don't get. So it'd be actually at least to show a clip, when there's a big play. I'd love to show that, but as of right now, we're not able to. Sorry for that, Thomas. But Thomas, we do have many other things to show. I mean, Tony and I do suck, like you said. We both suck. But there's 9 other people on this Warzone Sports Network that you need to check out. Maybe they all suck too, but you can let them know.
Hawks closed the lead, Joe, during that.
This is not what you wanted.
This is not what I want. I really wanted to see the Bucks step on it, and they didn't. Bobby Porter's okay, Drew. I'm excited to see what Mike gets from the Drew. Mike said he's going to the Drew League tomorrow. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, Mike's heading over there. I think him and Piggy went last week or something. We should get commentary rights. Come on, NBA. NBA's always trying to hold people down, Tony.
Trying to hold me down, mother. I wonder if Mike, are you planning to vlog that experience? Because I'd be interested in seeing what that's like before I invest some money, some time into going out there.
Yeah, let us know how it is, Mike. Put a vlog up. If we like it, if we like what we see, then we're all gonna go over there, and then we'll do a Tony Tucker vlog. But you better have the actual game footage, or Thomas is gonna light you up, Tony.
Yeah, I'm going. I'll have stuff for us on Angels Red Sox. I make the commute out there with my friend from Boston. We always go out to Anaheim,
Boston,
and watch a Red Sox game.
Sounds boring to me, Tony, but all right. So
yeah, it's a good tradition.
46 seconds left in this first half, or in this first quarter. You said the Bucks needed a big lead. I'm guessing 5 points is not the big lead that you wanted. I'm guessing you wanted a lot more than that. You were thinking, what, 10, 15?
I was hoping for a double-digit lead. That's what I really wanted to see from the Bucks. I wanted them to try and snatch the hope and energy and anything away from them, and they're not doing it. They're not doing it on the defensive end or with the shot selection. And even, okay, good hustle, Middleton. Go after it. Yeah. And Lou Williams came to play tonight. He's got a couple buckets here in this quarter, which he hasn't really been a factor. But a 6-point lead at the end of one, that's nothing. That's 2 trips down the floor for Ice Trae shooting logos. Like you gotta distance it a little bit. And I don't see it. Everybody keeps wanting to talk to me about the Bucks being dominant, being ready to win a championship.
They're not. Far from it, Tony.
Well, they're not far from it. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals.
No, I think look, things had to go their way to even be this far. There's no way they would have beat 100% healthy Nets team. Let's just say that. They have a lot going on in Milwaukee that they need to fix. But if they could steal a championship this year, then do it. But I don't see it happening.
Well, I do think that there's some truth to that. Like Kyrie and Harden being injured definitely helped that, because when that series was 2-0 and going back to Milwaukee, they really could have won Game 3 when the Nets played terrible. And then in Game 4, Kyrie gets injured. And somehow that game still goes 7 with Harden's bulky hamstring and KD having to play 48 and 50 minutes a game. So there's a little bit of luck, but also, too, like, Giannis is really good. And Drew Holiday is definitely an upgrade over Bledsoe. So I think the Bucks could win. I'm just not sure I could see them beating the Suns. As much as I will be cheering for it, as much as I will be rooting for the Suns to fail on the biggest stage, I just don't see it happen. I don't know. Maybe the Bucks are better than I give them credit for. Anybody watching this who thinks the Bucks are the best team remaining in the NBA playoffs, let me know.
Yeah, if you guys are watching, the chat is free. Light it up. Let us know what you guys think, what you guys are watching. We got the scoreboard going for you guys. We got a comment, Tony.
I just saw that. I was like, okay, Pepperton.
You guys suck, and I still subbed, but I'm gonna hate. Okay, Randy Pepperton, he subbed. Yeah. Okay, hate. I'll take it. We take it. Love it, hate us. It doesn't matter. We're providing the content for you guys. And if you guys want to tell us your opinion on it, you guys want to tell us what you think of Giannis, what you think of Middleton, what you think of Trae Young, what you think of any of these guys, let us know, and then we'll talk about it.
What is this from Mike here? Just like the Suns wouldn't have beat a healthy Lakers team. Preach, Mike, or Clippers team.
Get that crap off the screen.
I really would like to see the series with Kawhi Leonard in it. It doesn't feel like we're going to get that, though. I didn't check any news today. Maybe they're saying he's going to play tomorrow.
No.
Maybe he's going to play. He's not playing Game 4.
No.
So it would definitely be much more interesting if he could come back and even give them 20 to 25 minutes of Kawhi Leonard. That would be great because that makes Terrence Mann that much better. It makes Batum a little bit better. Reggie Jackson, like everybody just gets elevated a little bit if Kawhi Leonard can come back and take a little bit of pressure. And I know Morris Senior's had some back troubles.
Yeah. If you guys are watching, it is 34-28 into the first quarter. Tony Tucker wanted the Bucks to come out and get a big lead because he says the Hawks don't give a damn about a 5-point lead, 4-point lead because they're going to come back. Hawks are a scrappy team, young scrappy team, doing their thing. Tony is a little bit ahead of the actual scoreboard, so you'll see his reaction before you actually see the score change, but it's all good. F. Johnson says, I do love me some Tony Tucker and his sweet NBA talk.
Flash.
I tune in for him.
Flash.
Well, that's cool.
Appreciate you.
I don't. Apparently, you don't give a damn about me, but here's the lead, Tony. Here it is. It's stretching out now, right?
It is. And here's the good thing. They started off very aggressive, get buckets from Giannis and now just Chris Middleton, and they increase the lead to 10 points. And this is what I'm talking about. Trae Young is off the floor right now. They have their two best scorers in the game. They need to go for it. I mean, we could have a debate on whether or not Drew Holiday or Chris Middleton. I'm going to pick Chris Middleton, obviously. But, yeah. I saw in one of our chats, I don't know if you saw this, that Bolster said he's back. Does Bolster want to jump in here?
I just saw it, and I said, Bolster, he goes, I'm back. Where's all the Booker love? And I said, hey, Bolster, if you want to come on, Tony's live right now on the air. We'll get you on here, and we'll get you talking about it because I know how you love Booker.
I'll give him a full dose of what I think of Devin Booker's last two games.
Brian Bolster, a married man. Congratulations.
Nice. Yes, congratulations, Bolster. It's all uphill from here. Trust me, I'm about to celebrate 10 years of marriage.
He said he's not back yet. He's just back in the States. So, Brian, congratulations. But he does love himself some Booker.
Yeah, you missed a couple great games from Booker. Missed a couple of just real fantastic 5 for 25 shooting performances. Yeah, all of a sudden, my phone's...
Tony's boy Middleton had a good game 1. That's coming from Brian Bolster. He's saying that.
Is he? Tell him to at least get in the chat. Where I don't see where all these comments are coming. I can't focus on too many things at once. Because Middleton did not have a good game 1. And I can admit that. Can these people admit that Devin Booker did not have good games? I like Porter trying to dance. God, why am I getting this damn feedback?
And Brian said the paper clips better not come back. He said the paper clips have no shot. If I see Bolster join the show, I'm gonna piss myself.
Oh, you've been
right. He said, if I see Bolster, I'm gonna piss myself right in front of everybody. Well, guess what? Guess what, Mike? Middleton game 1.
Okay. Oh, Bolster, I can't wait to do this in person. I really can't, but
the good thing about Bolster getting married so early in the playoffs is we'll have him for the whole NBA Finals, and you and Bolster in the NBA Finals. Woo!
I swear this. If Chris Middleton has one of those moments where he can win a Finals MVP like an Andre Iguodala did, or like a young Kawhi Leonard did, where he puts together like 6 really great games, you'll never hear the end of Chris Middleton talk from me ever if he can steal an NBA Finals trophy, like an NBA MVP Finals. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to watch
Bolster.
Get it.
Bolster, if you're still watching, let Tony know what you think about Booker, because Tony has been putting out some Booker hate.
Well, I don't know if he's been able to watch the last couple of games. I mean, he should have been enjoying his nuptials and, Barbados or Tahiti or whatever foreign land he flew off to.
Look, he has some stuff for you.
0 chance Middleton wins the Finals MVP. There's not 0 chance because we know that there's a precedent for not the best player on the team, best player on the team winning it. We can already use that example as recent as Steph Curry of that happening.
Is it a zero chance? Is it a zero chance?
Not a zero chance. Sports science, dude. What's
Sports
up?
do.
Nice D.
Watch what you
Yes.
said right there, Tony. Please watch what you're saying. We're live on the air.
I don't know what I said, but
You said nice D. Keep that to yourself. Booker definitely is awesome, but got overhyped. He was awful in game 2 and 3.
there it is. Just
CP3 is the best player on the Suns.
Okay, welcome back, Bolster. Welcome back to reality. He's here. He gets it. He knows.
Thank God I can eat again. I was on a hunger strike till Bolster returned. And that's what she said, Tony. Got him.
I don't know what I said. I don't know
You
what I said.
said nice D. That's some nice D or something like that.
Oh, yes. Okay, I get where you guys are going with it. I was speaking on Bobby Portis Jr. and the steal and the bucket and extending the lead to double digits. Extends. Are we going to make some Jimmy Johnson comments? Does anybody remember the Jimmy Johnson extends commercials? Those are hilarious. Google those. Very funny.
Somebody Google them because we're not old enough to remember it. But
not old enough to remember 10, 12 years ago.
There you go, Tony. I'll just put this up now. This would be easier.
I love the episode where people start stealing the "that's what she said" from him, and he's getting pissed, and they're like, "No, Michael, you can do that with anything." And like Dwight's getting after him, and then Kevin says it. He's like, "No, don't embarrass me at the wedding. That's my thing." They're like, "Yeah, that's what she said." He just rolls his eyes and leaves.
That's what she said.
Michael Scott is a champion.
I wish I could have bosses like Michael Scott, to be honest with you.
I think it depends on who you are. If you're Toby, it would suck. Right? Like if it was Toby.
Good old Toby Flanderson.
It'd be the worst ever. But
I work with people, and I'll be like, "You're the Toby of this organization. You are."
It's a horrible thing to say. That's a horrible thing to say. I would never want to be that or Milton from The Office. Like you want to like look around the office and know, like identify who it is.
And they're like, "Who's Toby?" And I'm like, if Mondays were a person, it would be Toby. We all know it.
Holy shit. It's such a great show.
Who is Jimmy Johnson? Mike, get out of here, Mike. Do you think that Toby, going away from basketball for a little bit, because that's what we do here. We talk sports, we talk everything. We go. Right. So, do you think Toby was the Scranton Strangler?
Oh, that's a good guy. I don't know. Maybe him or Creed. What about Creed? He's a little bit of a creep.
Hey, you ever see Creed cracking me up? You ever see that episode where Creed walks in late and he has like no, he doesn't walk in late, but he has like blood spatter all over his shirt. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, it's Halloween." Oh, okay, yes. Cool. And he said, "It's like, oh, what the hell?" Yeah, Creed was another character that was a lot different. Or he walks in when they're doing that mystery game, and he's like, "There's been a murder. All right, give me 5 minutes, boss. I'm just gonna go freshen up." And he goes downstairs, gets in his car, and takes off. There's been a murder, and you're the suspect.
Yeah, I don't want to play the gender roles either. Like I wouldn't put it past Meredith. She gets drunk and crazy. Maybe she gets wasted. She gets plastered. Goes out into the streets of Scranton.
Yeah, that could be it too.
Strangles folks, or maybe Mose. There's a lot of weird characters I could see being that. I don't think anybody's ever asked me that question.
One of my roommates' nickname was Toby. We forgot he actually named Toby at one. He was actually named Toby at one point. Dang, people named Toby don't.
Yes, game's back.
Who's your favorite and least favorite from The Office?
I don't know. I don't know. Dwight might be one of my favorite characters of all time on television. I think I was a big Dwight fan. I don't know if I have a least favorite in that show.
Least favorite? What's her name? I can't think of it right now. She dated Ryan all the time.
Oh, the Mindy Kaling character. I
Yeah.
can't think of what her name is right now either.
I think she was my least favorite. My favorite because I think, pretty obvious. I mean, he's really good looking. It's funny. Kind of looks like me.
Are you throwing up a picture? Yeah,
Kevin. When he went through a whole thing of telling Oscar why Oscar wouldn't be good in prison.
No, I thought the thing was that he would be good in prison.
Oh yeah. He would love prison.
Yeah,
Oscar, you would love prison. Why would I love prison? You would love it. But
Joe,
basketball's on, guys. Stop talking about The Office. I can talk about The Office all day. Bucks are gonna win. Oh, show. And I'm stupid. Just said Bucks are gonna win. Faux show.
Oh, I feel you. I really think that
Pam is your favorite by a wide margin. That I figure, because if you like Pam, you have to be a boring person. That's cool. That's probably what you are. Y'all talking about prison, Mike? Oh, prison. Yeah, that's a whole. We could do a whole nother show on that. Like, which favorite Michael Scott character do you like? Because there's so many different characters that he played by himself. Sorry, guys. If you have any basketball related questions, we'll take those too. But I know Bolster wants to see this. It kind of blends into our background too, Bolster. Anyways, I better get off here because I'm doing nothing but wasting your time with memes about The Office now. Now we're in The Office. But before I go, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Tony, for allowing me to come back on here. Even though I'm supposed to be suspended for the week, I'm here.
No,
Giannis is balling, but it's the second quarter.
Giannis is balling. He's been very aggressive, Bolster. Like, I don't know if you saw that where he had like a sort of Michael Jordan up and under moment at the basket, which was really cool. That's going to play on his highlights forever. And this is what I always want to see from Giannis. It's just doing this. It's just going in. You do something better than anybody else. Just do that. You can play around with the 3-pointers and mid-range and that sort of stuff in the regular season, but when the finals come, Eastern Conference, NBA Finals, just do what you do. Be 6'11" and more athletic than everybody else and dominate inside. Which it looks like that's the game plan. Attacking, dunking. I just want to see. Middleton plays better at home, but he has not been nearly as aggressive to even like get his shots, get to his spots.
The only shot he needs to work on is his free throw.
Giannis, yeah. Brook Lopez.
All right, Tony, I'm going to leave you by yourself for a little bit. Have a good show. And for the rest of you guys, it's almost halftime. It is 53-41. This is what Tony Tucker was talking about earlier. He said the Bucks needed to get to a big lead early, maybe 10-15. They're up big right now. They're up. Oh, there it is. It just updated again. So they're at about 14 points, if my math is correct. I'm not one of those smart guys. I'm not a college guy, Harvard or Yale or what, I don't know what's those other good schools that Appalachian State. I didn't go to the Appalachian States. No way. Giannis's jumper needs work too. He's telling you, yeah. Scott, tell him. Let him know. Scott, Brian Bolster in here trying to say that Giannis only needs to work on his free throw when he needs to work on his jumper too. I don't know who Scott is, but I like him.
I like Scott too. Thank you, Scott, because he does need to work on it. What I'm saying is he doesn't need to work on it in the middle of the Eastern Conference Finals. When you get to this point of the season, like, you just need to go with what works. Like, go with what's most effective and dominant. Like, you shouldn't be working on anything at this point. You should just be trying to crush at what you crush at. Yeah. Most Giannis jumpers are faith shots. Yeah, I definitely see that. A lot of praying on that. What was that game against the Nets where he shot like 1 for 8? It was like after about 1 for 5, it's like, dude, stop it. And then after there was a comment about his basketball instincts. Tell him what shots to take. You got to check your basketball instincts if that's what they're telling you to do. Because that's not where you want Giannis taking the majority of his shots. But when Solomon Hill's in the game, when there's no Capella, like, I want to see Giannis getting the ball down low, making a move, finding a way to get to the rack and score. And he was doing a lot of that. Let me get on these comments here. If you're a franchise, would you rather have a guy like Young or Giannis? For me, this is a tough one, but I would probably go with a guy like Trae Young. I like guys that can hit free throws, and I like guys that can shoot. If we're going to continue to be in a league where we don't have a ton of respect for the mid-range game and the post game, I like having guys at the end that are capable of taking the big shot, or at least being a threat of the big shot. That's not even the case with Giannis. But, I mean, right now at this very moment, I would probably take Giannis. But in a couple of years, maybe even next year, I might go Young. Giannis needs to pound the paint. So what if they foul him? The more free throws, the better chance. Yeah. No, I agree. Stack up the free throws. Why not? Like, even if you only shoot 60%, if they keep fouling you, they're giving you free points. They're stopping the game. They're going to eventually stop doing that if you can still just shoot 60%. Maybe the late game free throw you want to avoid. You want to try and get the ball into the hands of Drew Holiday, Middleton, one of your more confident free throw shooters. But early in the game, like, just go. Let him smash you. Let him pick up fouls. Just continue to smash the paint, Giannis. I have been pleased with how I'm seeing him play, and I hope that it continues for the whole game. I want to see a long series. I love watching Game 6, Game 7. Like, how great was it to see in that last round? Outside of the Suns Nuggets, we got a Game 6 with the Clippers and Jazz. We got 2 Game 7s. Watching the Sixers go down at home, that was fun. Watching Kevin Huerter have the game of his life right there. John Collins playing well. Trae Young stepping up and make big shots. They're showing all the people at the games right now. Russell Wilson and Sierra. This is a good crowd. In Milwaukee, I wonder, Russ must be home doing something with the Badgers. He still got a home in Wisconsin. We got a Bucks lead of 17 points. This is what you need. 4:38 to play. Show your championship worthiness at home and just really put a stamp on this game. Bucks moving the ball well. Oh, everything's falling tonight. Brook Lopez in fadeaway threes from the corner. It's going to be a long night if that's the case. But with the way the Hawks have shot, when they get hot, you just can't count them out. What was it, the 26-point comeback from the Sixers? I shut that shit off. Oh, sorry, I'm sleeping on the comments again. What does TBH mean? I got to look this up. Either would be nice for a franchise, but big men tend to lose knees quick. A smaller player gets beat up. I take Booker. Oh, no. I'm not. I feel bad for the Sixers. I feel bad for the Sixers too, but how come Doc didn't go to Maxey and George Hill in the fourth quarter of the game if he had a point guard that showed for 3 straight games that he wasn't going to shoot the basketball? that he didn't have confidence to take one shot. Like, where's the adjustment by him right there? Pepperton getting a shot at Russell Wilson. The guy was just on camera. How does he sucks at sitting there? Him and his wife are gorgeous human beings. They were doing a pretty good job of just sitting there on TV. Mike continues the theme of Bucks in 5. To be honest. Thank you. Scott. I like having Scott in the chat here. Opinions, knowledgeable, even though I disagree with the Booker thing. I like it. To be honest. I got to remember that. I've been seeing it a lot, but I wasn't up on what it meant. I just would skim over it, which people are used to that because I don't read very well. So they're like, Tony just didn't read that part. 24-point lead. This is what I expected in game 1 in my prediction. Like, I went on and I was like, Bucks are going to mop up. I think I had them winning by like 18 points in game 1 or whatever. And my prediction was, it's not even really going to be a game. And then the Hawks steal the game. This is what I was expecting in game 1. Because this is always what whenever I watch a lot of these teams that are left, I'm not seeing like the desire or like the hunger to get it over. To get to the NBA Finals. I'm always like, where's the desire? Where's the desperation? The diving on the floors? Bro! Ben Simmons makes over $35 million a year. Instead of going out and partying, he should go to the gym until his free throws and jumpers are a minimum 70%. I don't disagree with you there. I think a little bit of it is mental, but the majority of it is just not getting it done. But also, like, this is one thing that I've been talking to some of my family and friends about is, like, that's the difference between, like, the desire to be great and being, like, having, like, a God-given great skill set. Like, if you don't ever try and enhance it, you never reach the next level of greatness. Like, I think we all had higher hopes and anticipations for a player like Ben Simmons when you can play point guard. Like, you just sort of, you keep going like, okay, well, he's still young. He's going to get a jumper. Oh, he's going to improve at the free throw line. Like, he's going to gain his confidence. And instead it's gone the other way. And it's like, well, maybe some guys are just happy with getting to the NBA and it's a job. It's just a form of a way to clear a paycheck. Bucks are just playing absolutely outstanding in this game. The Hawks aren't making shots either, but like, everything's going down. The confidence that they're shooting with right now is really crazy. But yeah, Scott, I agree. Like, if you have a short window to play this game, why not try and like elevate yourself when you already have the ability that he has? They have gashed it open. This is what I was talking about. Was like, you want to just snatch any sense of hope from the Hawks. Up 31 with 2 minutes to play. Allow the fear the deer. Allow all of these hunters who are having their moment in between now and deer season. John Collins quiets the crowd momentarily on a little turnaround. John Collins is a player I'm excited about. Okay, what is this? We have a disagreement. No way. Ben Simmons has jumped to rank number 1 in the lowest free throw average in a postseason. He literally beat Shaq and Chamberlain. That's kind of an achievement in its own right, though, right? Like, it's like, I mean, if you're going to be bad, be the worst. Should be terrible. Like, I don't know. Scott, where do you want to see him go? Where would you like to see him traded to or end up? Like, Shaquille O'Neal boosted his 28% free throw percentage to 52% in one offseason. Yeah, but again, that goes back to the idea that, like, maybe Shaq wanted to be great, though. That's what I'm saying. That's the point that I'm trying to make, is that you have to want it. And some people, they just don't want to take that next step. So therefore, they just deteriorate while we're watching them. And we're all confused. We're all like, why wouldn't you do this? But for them, it's like, I just signed a contract for $200 million. I'm dating supermodels. I'm living the life. Like, I don't want to go to the gym at 6 a.m. Like Kobe Bryant used to get up before the sun to work on stuff while he was the best player in the NBA. He should stay in Philly, but actually work on a shot. Scott, how you really think Daryl Morey's going to keep him there? The guy who loves analytics and numbers is going to keep him there with these kind of numbers? I don't imagine that at all. I think he's trying to figure out where he's going to go. He's definitely homesick, misses Australia and meat pies, Vegemite, kangaroos. Yeah, no, I cannot see Daryl Morey keeping him there. Like the moment that he realizes that he can get even like a Malcolm Brogdon is a name that I really like and I think is being thrown around. I've heard CJ McCollum. If he can get somebody in that or higher, I think Ben Simmons is gone because he does not fit that mold. Jacking up shots, high percentage. Got a 31-point lead with a minute to play. And now we're just going to see just the whole second half, just if the Atlanta Hawks can just get on one of those undeniable heat checks and up their level of defense a little bit. I haven't been paying close enough attention to see the exact adjustments. I mean, if Giannis is going to dominate, he's going to dominate. Ben Simmons will get dealt to the Timberwolves, then traded again. That's interesting. Who from the Timberwolves comes back, though? I'm trying to think. Like, is it D'Angelo Russell? Like, I don't know who that is. Kyle Lowry for Ben Simmons? Maybe. Is it Lowry's a little long in the tooth, though, I think. Yeah, I like that's interesting. That just made me think. I do like this. I do like D'Angelo Russell there as like sort of like switching between 2 and 3, Scott. Like how do you feel about Tobias Harris though? Anybody else popping in and out of this video? I see people coming in, the numbers going up and down. If you want to jump in on the conversation, it's completely free. Disagree, agree, back Scott and I. But Scott bringing some real knowledge on hoops. Scott, I hope you hit the sub button and come back and join us again for more talks. But yeah, I definitely am a fan of the idea of D'Angelo Russell sort of being that 2-3 scorer for the Sixers. And he's not shy. There'll never be a streak for D'Angelo Russell where he goes 0 for 0 from the floor in 4 consecutive fourth quarters. Like, he'd literally have to be missing fingers. I hated him at first, but Harris grew on me over time. I always liked Tobias Harris because I get the Clipper games out here on my TV too, and I thought he was a nice player. I don't know if I love the max deal, but like the Bucks are just absolutely feeling it right now. Loving this. This is a good confidence booster. This is the kind of play we expect from the Bucks. Cam Reddish is back out there. It's good to see him getting some playoff minutes. I like to see young guys. That's one thing I'm big on. I like to see young guys getting experience. Right? Getting their moment, feeling what it feels like to play in an atmosphere like this. 18-4, 19 now for Drew Holiday, and the lead is 32 with 10 seconds left. We got Bobby Portis being pointed at for something. He always I never know if Bobby Portis is shocked or confused. He's once he gets on the floor, he just looks so intense. It's always hard. The problem with Philly, I lived there for 5 years, is they are diehard fans and destructive. Yeah, no, I agree. I have some Philly people in my life, and they'll tear you down at the minute. That's why, I don't know, Scott, if you follow football at all, but I was like, there's no way Carson can come back from any of this in Philadelphia, because the moment he's even pedestrian, they let you hear it. You mess up in Philly and you'll never live it down. Yeah, that was another thing that I talked about. Oh, Oh, the Bucks are so hot that Brook Lopez almost drained like a 3/4 court three to end the half. 43 points in the second quarter. That's a season high, including the playoffs for the Bucks. This was absolutely the moment that I was talking about. Although I have a quick question here before we head into a little halftime video and stuff. Do you guys think that there is too much of a lead where the team can sort of almost sort of mentally check out and prepare and rest for the next game? Do you give any stock to that? That they actually can get a chance to be like, you know what? Let's just ice up these ankles. We won't even try and put anybody out there that's kind of hurt. Let's start getting them treatment and looking ahead to the next game. Where like you don't even have to make the team work because you're burying them by 32 points at halftime. If that Brooks Lopez would have went in, it would have been absolutely insane. Yeah, this is not a great game to be live streaming, but it's always a great time to be talking basketball. And Scott, I appreciate you. If round for the second half, I think Mike is going to be jumping in here. I will be kind of going in and out of that. But yeah, we'll be playing this game through its entirety, and we get to see maybe like I said, the Hawks came back 26. Who knows? The Bucks get lackadaisical. They get hot. Trae Young lights it up. We could see some, but either way, we're going to be talking hoops. About all the wherever you want to go with it, trades, destinations, anything. Let me check and see if anybody answered that. Huge lead sometimes causes overconfidence. Yeah. No, I agree. Let me hit this little. I was supposed to hit something here. Where is it? Yeah. Enjoy halftime. We'll be back in the second half, either Mike and I or Mike himself, and talking more hoops in the second half. Appreciate everybody who's been in here chopping it up so far.
Now we're back. The third quarter is underway. Tony Tucker here, your host. Excited to get back to the show. It's been all Bucks so far. Trae Young shooting at the buzzer. Looks like they're going to get the call. Brook Lopez balling out. I missed the first half of the game, so anyone in the comment section want to catch me up, I just know it's been all Bucks. I kind of sense the Bucks will take this game, though. I'm starting to get the feeling, too. I think the Bucks are still going to take this series. Brook Lopez just sinking and one right over John Collins' head. It made it look easy. Anyone still here? I see 4 viewers, 3 on YouTube. Go ahead and hop in that live chat. Let me know that your heart's still beating. You still got a thump on the inside. Say what's up in the chat. Chat's completely free, by the way. But here we are for the second half. Tony Tucker here on the call. The Hawks got to find some kind of momentum. We saw them come back against 76ers, so don't completely write them off yet. But what, down 35 here? Not looking too good, in my opinion. Giannis put it through. Herder. That wasn't Herder. That was Bogdanovich. Herder missed, though. And the Bucks get the rebound. And another foul already. We got a couple fouls here on the Hawks. Yes, I am Tony Tucker. You want proof? You want proof that I'm Tony Tucker? I can be Tony Tucker. Oh, I got to take this banner too. What does that say right there? Right here in the corner. Does that say Tony Tucker? Does that say Tony Tucker? That's what I thought. That's what I thought, Randy. Don't hate the player, hate the game, Randy. It's that simple. Giannis just hit a mid-range jumper. It is all going for the Milwaukee Bucks. If this thing turns into a blowout, we're really going to have to start bullshitting on the air. So you guys get your topics ready. Start filling up that chat because as of right now, it's all Bucks. If you want to leave a chat, it's free, by the way, if you're just joining. Let's see. We covered that earlier in the chat about the Hawks and their comebacks. Yeah, I'm sure Tony was trying to feed it up because he all of a sudden is now rooting for the Hawks after talking so highly about the Bucks for all those weeks and months of the playoffs. But we'll do the change of heart on Friday Night Wars. If you want to check that out, it's there. Isn't this a blowout? Yeah, so far it's a blowout. We still got a lot of game left. Right now, 38-point lead for the Bucks. This would be a collapse of grand proportion. This will be the biggest collapse maybe I've ever seen. But lots of time left. We saw the Sixers give up, a 26-point lead to the Hawks. Capella gets one right there. So now it's 87-51. It's going to show up on our scoreboard, hopefully. There it is. Scoreboard's a couple seconds behind, about a possession behind. Here to Trae. Ice Trae. Crosses over Holiday. Floater. Doesn't get the roll. And the ball gets stuck on the rim. Don't see that too often. Giannis looks tired. You tired, Giannis? Five more points and it's a definite blowout. What, you got to see that 40-point lead to call it, Scott? Jump ball at half court. Bucks win it and are going to win the ball getting stuck in the rim game. And PJ Tucker missed the three anyways. Not falling for any of your shenanigans, Randy Pepperton. Not falling for any of your shenanigans. I am interested in the punchline, though, so you can go ahead and throw it out there. Middleton almost sank that really heavily contested three. That would have been something. Ooh! Yes, it was. It was Bogdanovich. That's how you get back into this. Start getting hot from three. All it takes is a strong run. 5 unanswered threes, and they severed the lead. Yeah, that's what it's going to take here for the Hawks, and it's not like it's out of their capability. They're a team that can start raining threes and put them together one after another. If we see a comeback here, I'm going to freak out on the air. Full freak out. Mike on the mic freak out. How's everyone's day going? Anyone do anything interesting today? Ouch. Didn't that just happen to PG-13? I'm not sure what you're talking about. What happened to PG-13? Got came back on? I see it, Randy. I see it, Randy. I enjoy it. I'm enjoying the jokes, Randy. I'm not going to let you make a fool out of me on the air. You hear me? Maybe next time. Try me again. We got a commercial break here. Bucks up by 30. We need to start talking about other stuff, so... Not that I'm trying to divert from basketball, but they're up by 30 right now. We'll start talking seriously about basketball when they get it within 20. Hopefully Giannis doesn't become Superman overconfident and gets injured. Yeah. I mean, as more and more time dwindles down, we get later into this game, they should consider benching him and Middleton and Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez is balling out here. Where's Tony? Oh my gosh, I got to tell you too, Flash. Tony is right here on the air in front of you. Tony Tucker. Tony Tucker is right here. You see? You see my name tag? It says Tony Tucker, does it not? Come on, Flash. You got to believe in me. Statistically, Young's three-point shot isn't that tight. Yeah, he just seems to always show up in the big moments, in the good moments, and they really need a three. That's why the Hawks have been doing so well this playoffs. They stick in these games and then catch fire in the last 5 minutes. It's good to see, though. It's good to see some new faces in there. As much as I would love to see my Lakers win every single season. The ball getting stuck after a shot. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it did. Remember, they used to happen on the playground. The tallest kid would have to try and jump up on the rim and pull themselves up to grab the ball. Unlike Joe and Tony Tucker, I can remember my childhood. It wasn't that long ago compared to theirs. Giannis is the MVP. Yes, he's a two-time MVP. MVP of this game so far. I'm not sure what his stat line is exactly. Hopefully it pops up soon. Trae Young, 6 of 15. He's got 8 turnovers, though. Hate to see it from Trae Young. But I said it on Friday Night Wars. This Bucks team, they can just get it going and just play decent, they're going to win this series. I said 5 games, which would be four straight from here on out. They would have to play like this in every single game, obviously. But is it impossible? I won't say no, because I feel like when this Bucks team plays good, they're better than the Hawks, and they should beat them. Then you got the choking concerns. Nick Mack saying hey to Mike. Is Mike in the chat? I didn't see Mike there. Huh. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're confused because I am not Mike. I'm Tony Tucker, in case you haven't seen my name tag. It's right here. But maybe Mike will join later. Heard he's a good guy. And I heard that he wins every Friday Night Wars episode. Oh, we already saw this one. Boo Nick Mack. Nick Mack is our NBA expert. He's got the hit show Into the Crosshairs. You can't boo Nick Mack like that. Better be careful what you wish for, Mr. Randy Pepperton. See what I did there? Anyone notice what I did? Hopefully Nick at least noticed. What I'd like to see is Milton actually start getting hot. Yeah, it'd be good for getting momentum going into future games here in the series. Because if Milton and Giannis are on, that's all she wrote, I think. I see you, Tony. Yep, this is Tony. I am Tony. Bogdanovich misses a 3, and Giannis dribbles it up. What if Giannis dribbled up and just splashed a logo 3 in front of his face? That'd be hilarious. Is that Milton? Milton hits the 3 right when you were calling for his number. He heard you. Young is killing it, though, over all series regarding points, assists, and rebounds. Oh, yeah. Trae Young's being a baller. He's being a baller, but you need the whole team to win in the playoffs. Trae Young just got a steal. Sorry, I got to pause there because the ball was bouncing around like a volleyball. It's tripping me out a little. see what this is. Middleton is as hot as a sidewalk in Colorado on a winter day. So cold. He just hit a 3. If Young started playing with Steph Curry confidence, the Bucks would start falling apart. Yeah, I mean, if he did start playing with Steph, if anyone started playing with Steph Curry confidence, then that would spell trouble for the opposing team. The Hawks may steal another one in this series, but I think this thing's over. I think it's going to be a 6-game series or 5-game series with the Bucks in favor going to the finals. And then we're going to see that Clippers-Suns series probably stretch out to 7. Especially with how we saw the Suns play in Game 3, even with Chris Paul back, the Clippers took it. But it could take a couple games for Chris Paul to get back into the flow of things. I can see that game going, or that series going 7, and Kawhi Leonard trying to play in that Game 7, which would be exciting. Bucks in 5. Exactly. That's what I've been preaching ever since about 2 hours ago. Scott Pepperton, you're right about Middleton. Yes, he is. Middleton did hit. HQ guest is here. Did you see my shout out I gave you on Friday Night Wars HQ? You got to go check it out. It's not good. The Bucks are taking care of business right now. Closing in on the end of the third quarter here. We got 4:18, 4:17 left. Drew Holiday fires, just misses. Stay on the gas pedal if you're the Bucks. Just keep this lead. Keep the confidence up. Mike, no offense, but you lost the Friday debate. Well, that's because I had to go against Tony Tucker and not Joe Morley Sports. If it was Joe Morley, it would have been no contest. But Tony Tucker decided to show up on the first live episode and take me to school. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping that I still can pull out the close victory as the voting goes on. Phil K, I hope you voted in that. Geez, the blowout. Yeah, it is. Yeah, go check it out. I gave you a shout out, HQ. Yeah, HQ and Phil K in the house, 2 of our consistent viewers, and I appreciate y'all. You guys can put anything in the chat right now because when the lead stretches above 25, we are allowed to talk about anything that we want. That's the rules. I think it'll go 7. The Hawks could just be spaghetti arming it on purpose to rest up. That would be an interesting strategy. That would be an interesting strategy. To drop a game to try and catch up in a series where you're kind of the underdog and kind of outmatched size-wise especially. There's no one on the Hawks that should be able to slow down Giannis too much, so hopefully he can keep it going. I was saying in another live stream that Giannis should be getting 40 and 15 every game in this series and in the next series, whether they play the Clippers. I guess the Clippers would be a little tougher if Kawhi or Paul George are on him, but he should get 40 and 15 every night. The people know FNW was Mike, Hawks, and Tony Bucks game 2. Y'all, go watch Friday Night Wars. Tony Tucker was defending the Hawks, that the Hawks were going to be fine and that they were going to upset the Bucks and all this. And now he wants me to be on the Hawks side just because they're getting their butts kicked here in front of everyone on live TV. Remember, Hawks stole a home game. They did. They did. But the points that I pointed out on the episode of Friday Night Wars was the Bucks played horrendous in that game and lost by 3 points. If you could play horrendous and still be in the game, still have a shot to win at the end, when you're going to play good or average, I'll take you. I bet if Ben Simmons was on the Bucks bench, this game would be entirely different. They would be down like 10 more points for sure. The Bucks would. Still a blowout, but not quite. Blowout City, baby! I could hear Tony's voice, or I could hear my own voice saying that. Wow, Tony. What a flip-flop. Bucks in 5. Is there anyone else that's with me on the Bucks in 5 take or Bucks in 6? The Bucks might win the whole thing. It all depends on if the Clippers advance and Kawhi Leonard can get healthy. In my opinion, I think if it's the Suns, it'd be a good series, but I'm still probably taking the Bucks. It's tough because the free throw shooting down the stretch, those games are going to be close. Giannis is a hard matchup for the Hawks. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. I don't understand why he isn't dominating more, especially in game 1. I didn't understand it. But they got it going here in game 2. Got to give respect to the Clippers defense for making CP3 and Devin look like G League players. G League players. Tony Tucker would like this statement because he's a Devin Booker roaster. Or, sorry, I am Tony Tucker. So, yeah, I agree, Felke. Devin Booker is average at best. Okay, yeah, that's what Tony Tucker would say. You guys get the point. If the Bucks do advance, who's playing on Giannis on when he has the ball on the Suns? Booker? I don't think so. What y'all think? Some of you guys probably know more than me. Props to holding down the Suns, but Paul just came back. He has an achy body syndrome from not playing for so long. He was looking tight. Yeah, he was. And he was dealing with injuries before he went out for the COVID protocol stuff. So he could still have some lagging injuries. The Suns need to play the way they did in game 1 and 2. Why change it if it's working? As long as Giannis doesn't take the free throws at the end of close games, Bucks will win those close games. Yeah, and that's the big problem. That's the problems that you saw with Ben Simmons and them. Can they avoid Giannis getting fouled at the end of the game? Giannis's play style leads him to get more fouls than the average player. So maybe you'd think that you'd have a strong free throw game or at least work your butt off until you have it. Click and Pellet takes the inbound passes to Lou Williams. Lou Williams goes down low to Herter? No, it's not Herter. Oh, nice pass inside by Holiday to Middleton. Middleton hits a spin around jumper. Chris Middleton. Giannis should just spin off and dunk every possession. That's what I've been saying. If they foul him like 20 times, all he has to make half of them. Exactly, 50%. That's awful still, but give us that. If you shoot 60, then woo, what a bonus. Highest blowout in NBA history is 58 points in the playoffs. Where are we at right now? We're looking at 37. This fourth quarter would have to continue to go the same way. Kawhi might not be back. Rumor has it that he won't be. Yeah, I mean, if it's not a serious injury, they usually get that news out to the public as soon as possible. That was Gallinari earlier. That was confusing for Herter. Now Herter has the ball. But yeah, usually when these athletes get hurt and it's not serious, they want to get out to the public as soon as possible so there's no panic. They have not given us a clear, definitive answer on Kawhi Leonard, which leads me to believe that it may be serious, unfortunately for him. And he may be done for the season. Remember when Klay dropped 37 and a quarter? That was ridiculous. Only guys like Klay can do stuff like that. Booker trained with and constantly talked with Kobe Bryant. Booker will probably begin conferring with Jordan soon. That'd be pretty cool. And everyone knows about, his relationship with Kobe, and that's why some people draw the comparisons to Kobe. Really infuriates other hosts on this channel. He's not nowhere near that level yet. It's going to take some more time. It's going to take some championships to get there. Where is FNW? It's going to be under the live stream column on the channel. If you're having difficulty finding it, DM me on Instagram real quick. I'll send you the link, HQ. Just put in the live chat when you DM me, and I'll check my phone and send it to you right now. Kawhi stomps on Giannis in defense. Toronto series proved it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they see the Clippers, then that's a good matchup for the Clippers because they actually have some players that can slow down Giannis if Kawhi's playing. But Paul George isn't too shabby either on defense, and he's got the size and athleticism to at least slow down a guy like Giannis. The Hawks need to focus on mid-range shots mostly to even stand a chance. Yeah, they're not working getting it inside too much. I think they're just trying to throw up threes here and get on a run at this point. We're getting close to the end of the third quarter, and you're down by 38. Ben Simmons got karma for not working on his jumper with Kobe. Exactly. You don't got the Mamba mentality. Be sure to hit that like button, everyone. Oh, HQ guys found it. Awesome. Now HQ gets to watch me and Tony Tucker fight about it. Yeah, exactly. You need to get in the gym. I don't know. I never was like a big basketball player, so I can't really relate with them in the same level I can with baseball players and football players. But I feel like if I was a football player and I have a problem with catching the ball, and I want to be a football player, I would probably practice catching the ball more than anything else until I'm good at catching the ball. Booker has the Mamba mentality. He is a dominating scorer. Yes, I agree. When he's on. He's had a few games, especially recently in the playoffs, where he has not been on. But yes, Lou Will just hit a nice little jumper. We have a 37-point lead with 55 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Are the Yankees still dominant? I wouldn't say dominant. They have not been winning World Series lately. I do know which team has been winning World Series lately. Your Los Angeles Dodgers and my Los Angeles Dodgers. There's a Dodgers vlog if you guys want to go to a baseball game with me on the channel as well. Kawhi started as a phenomenal defensive player entering the NBA. He did. He still is a phenomenal defensive player. I'll watch the rest of it after this. That sounds like a good plan. And you got to vote, HQ, who won in the chat. Don't give Tony Tucker no sympathy votes. He wants to win legit, not because it's his first time on Friday Night Wars. Lou Williams misses that three. And now we're likely going to see the last shot come from the Bucks of this quarter. Time's winding down. Drew Holiday's dribbling it out. And I think we just got an offensive foul, so never mind. The Hawks are going to get the last shot of the quarter. Yes, you get a catching coach. Exactly. Yeah. Such a boring game. Bucks scamming their fans. They're taking care of business. But their fans would rather them just outright blow the Hawks out the water. We got a 40-point game here about to enter the fourth quarter. Then it'd be tight, and you have a chance of losing. But like I said, when the lead is over 25, we can talk about anything. So go ahead and leave some questions in the comments. Football, basketball, any one of those. Just go ahead and drop them down. Because this one is getting out of hand. We got a 40-point lead entering the fourth quarter. Scott, I appreciate you being so active in this chat, man. Thank you. Same thing to Phil K, HQ guest. You guys are always here for us, which we appreciate. The dog's barking. Since we're on a commercial break, I'll play our little ditty. I'm pretty sure everyone in here is already subscribed. Just make sure. Admittedly, I clicked the wrong one. I clicked the wrong one a second time. I don't know if you guys saw that little glitch. Tom Brady, the best QB, no cap. You see, there's a big difference here. Best QB ever of all time. We're talking about his entire career. Yes, he is the best QB ever. But currently playing the game today, Tom Brady's not the best QB right now. Clippers went down 2-0 3 rounds in a row and won game 3 every time and won the series every time so far. We'll see if they can take down the Suns. I wouldn't mind a Clippers-Bucks series. I think that'd be a fun matchup. Either Hawks, Suns, or Clippers-Bucks. I don't want to see Bucks, Suns, or Hawks, Clippers. I want to see either Bucks, Clippers, or Hawks, Suns. One of the two. Nothing in between. But I do like seeing you appreciating Tom Brady, Fel K. I feel like people lose sight of that because of their hatred for athletes, especially guys like Brady, and he was really hated, in his Patriots days when they were going through their hot streaks and hot runs. People lose sight of appreciating the great athletes before us, and the whole set's coming down. What's going on? I'm going to go fix that light real quick. What the heck just happened? Just when you think you've seen it all, something like that happens. Live on the air. All right, I'm back. Back in the game. Let's see, we got something here. Ben Simmons should use some of his $35 million a year and pay some great shooters from the past to help him. Yeah, he should. The past or the present. Maybe he should talk to Joel Embiid. Agreed, my fella. Yeah, I hope. Wait, fella? Fel K? Do those have any correlation? You got to answer that question for me. If he spent 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, and working with a free throw coach and jump shot coach, he'd be set. He would at least get himself to a decent level, right? He can at least get to a decent. What's your favorite sport? I am a football guy, and I cannot wait for football to come back. All the way. And I'll be a lot more animated and excited during some of these live streams when football comes back. The professor can pull off his through-the-leg moves and fakes because he can make his 12-footers. Exactly. You talking about the YouTube guy? He's a dribbler. He seems like he's a really cool dude. If you watch any interviews with him or any non-basketball related stuff that he does, he seems like a really cool dude. I like the professor a lot. Oh, Certified's here. What's up, Certified? Good to see you here in the chat. Want to put anything in there for me to react to or talk about? Go ahead and do it. This game is an absolute blowout. We got a 40-point lead, so it's kind of a free stream, almost a Q&A is what this is turning into. We'll keep an eye on the game in case there's any highlights. If you can take a solid jumper, you can cross mofos over. Exactly. You got to have confidence in it, too. I know it's a lot harder to pull off the dribble or pull off right after you broke someone's ankles because now there's a little bit more pressure. You got to make that shot. Giannis is pretty ridiculous with how long he is. He takes 2 steps from the free throw line to the basket, or he'll spin from the free throw line and be laying it up right there on the backboard on the other side. 1K special. If you guys want to check out Certified Quiz, usually we don't do free shout outs over here on the Warzone Sports Network, but Certified is a certified follower of the Warzone. So here's your free shout out, man. Go check out his 1K special after the stream, everyone. Appreciate you being here. I'll be checking it out after. I was watching one of your videos earlier today, actually. But I had to go do something, so I'm going to have to go back and finish it. HQ guess, I don't like the fact that Gilmore is holding out on minicamp. I think Gilmore is seeing the writing on the wall, right? He's seeing that he's probably getting traded, if not soon, before the trade deadline, mid-season. Bill Belichick put a lot of faith into J.C. Jackson last year, and he played okay. He didn't play terrible, but he didn't play great. I wouldn't have so much confidence in him. But with that being said, showing that confidence in J.C. Jackson leads me to believe that they don't need to pay Gilmore anymore. And this defense is good enough to make up for not having a lockdown corner like Gilmore. Out on the edge, they can make up for it in pass rush and in run stop with the linebackers coming back in Hightower, and then they sign Godchow. They're going to be a good team this year. They're going to be a really good defense at the very minimum, but we'll see what they can do offensively. We saw last year, at times, the offense was almost non-existent. It's a big adjustment period for everyone in New England right now, and Tom Brady leaving still, even though it's a year later. But where do you think Gilmore is going to land, HQ? My pick is the Minnesota Vikings. I think that'd be a good fit for them. They got Patrick Peterson. So you have 2 veteran corners at your CB1s. Start developing Gladney behind them. Where would you like to see him go? I've seen the Dolphins get floated around, but there's no way in the hell that the Dolphins are going to be able to get him off the Patriots. That would have to be a cut situation, which I don't know what his contract situation looks like cut-wise. I've heard some other teams getting rumored in that too. The Browns have gotten rumored in it to pair a combo of a younger DB in their depth chart. Possibly Greedy Williams and a pick. I don't know what Gilmore's value is going to be. He's a little bit older, but his last season that he played fully healthy, he was the best corner in the game. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, he's from And One. Yes, he is. You talking about the professor? If y'all watching and haven't subscribed yet, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? You need to subscribe. Missing out. Oh, I gave Certified a shout out on Friday Night Wars too. You gotta go check it out. Subscribe to the Warzone Sports Network. Yes, sir. Felke, what position would you play if you played basketball? Probably shooting guard. Primarily because when I did play sports, I wasn't really big enough to be a big guy to go down and fight for rebounds too often. But I was a decent on the wing on defense because I did play cornerback. So a lot of the same principles, covering a receiver off the line, covering a guard off the dribble. Not the same exactly, but some similar movements and lateral speed is required to do it. So it probably would have been shooting guard. Only problem was with that, I can't shoot. But I would have developed it, right? Because I'm not no Ben Simmons. I would have invested my $35 million in some shooting coaches. What else we got, guys? Trae isn't so ice Trae right now. I mean, you ain't lying. 40-point lead. I don't know what just happened on the screen. It wasn't Joe. I can see that Joe's not in his seat. Jump shot goes in. When do you pull the starters? I have a question for everyone in the chat. Scott, you seem to be like really into this game, really into basketball. Let me know at what point do you feel safe and pull the starters here. Up by 38 in the fourth quarter. I'm pulling them at the 5-minute mark if it's still 38 to 40-point difference. Everyone has bad games. Yeah. I mean, that's true. I don't think he's going to be like this for the rest of the series. But I will say this. If the Bucks found the secret, the Hawks may have finally found their match. Yeah, that's true because I do too. Oh, you play Certified? Or you just play pickup games? You play college? You play high school? Rec league? There ain't no shame in rec league. I played in some rec flag leagues. Those are the most fun to play in. YT. I'm not sure what that means, Certified. I'm sorry. I wish I did. Did you guys hear Tony Tucker on here earlier? I mean, myself on here earlier saying he didn't know what TBH stood for. Like, when Mike jumps in the chat and says that he doesn't know who Jimmy Johnson is, I know both Jimmy Johnsons, NASCAR and football. But not knowing what TBH stands for? What? the? Oh, AAU. Cool. Getting ready for college. You got any colleges that you're eyeing? Are you already accepted into any? You already set up to play? The starters aren't in right now. We have 9 minutes left to go in this game. And whoever that was just hit a 3 from the corner with the man in his face. And the Hawks respond with a 3 of their own. Yeah, 7. It's quite a blowout. So if you got any creative thoughts, I know you got a creative mind, leave them in the chat. This is more of a Q&A with a basketball playing than a Bucks live stream coverage because this game might be over with 8 minutes left. They had to come back after that shimmy. Yeah. Did you see Giannis in the huddle after he did that? And he was like, we're letting this man shimmy on us. He was embarrassed, and rightfully so. I have a scholarship to a college called Grace Christian. Congratulations, man. A full ride scholarship? That's pretty awesome. To any school, big or small. Little story. I had to go and sacrifice 3 years of my life to the country to get my college paid for. Getting a scholarship is a big deal, certified. Don't waste that opportunity, man. Phil K, do you prefer guards or forwards? I will say forwards because all of my favorite players are Jason Tatum's, LeBron James. And Kobe was my favorite growing up, and he's a guard, but he was like a guard that played kind of like a forward. Rise up and hit some shots. The starter shouldn't be back tonight. Yep, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, where do you pull them at? I was thinking like 5 minutes, but 8 minutes and all the starters are out on both sides of the court. Uh-oh, this is awkward.
Finally face to face with myself. Scott, thank you so much. I just read this comment. I'm getting ready for dinner myself and just wanted to say thank you for jumping in and sharing all your thoughts on basketball this evening.
Scott, turn on those notifications. Turn on those notifications. We like to see you some more, man.
Yeah,
appreciate
absolutely. And love seeing Certified back in here. He said he was coming back there. He
definitely. Randy has been like a non-factor the entire stream, and then you come in here and all of a sudden he's like, about time. Like, if you've been watching the whole thing, Randy, and not said a damn word, and then all of a sudden now you want to speak up?
He told me I sucked in the first half.
Yeah. Now he wants you back.
Now he's back, and he's like, well, the sucky guy's back.
I love seeing this. Certified saying goodnight to Scott. We're starting to build a little community.
Beautiful, beautiful thing. This is something I was listening while I was cooking dinner in there, and they were asking you what position you would play, and I was like, Mike, don't give away your height. I know there's a contest going on your TikTok right now about how tall Mike is. Don't cough up the information.
You know what's funny? TikTok's been so freaking bad. Like, the algorithm, I think, has changed a little bit. But, like, that video is, like, one of my successful videos over the last couple of days.
There it is. I think people are intrigued about that kind of stuff. How tall do people think I am? I never even, until you told me how tall you were one day, I hadn't even really thought about it.
I mean, we're always, like, looking at each other here in a chair. The only person that we could tell is big is Jay the Plug, and that's just because, like, he can't fit into a camera frame.
Well, when Jay does shit from his car, it's like, hey, what's up? It's Jay the Plug plugging you in with some information out of Carolina camp. It's like, you gotta drop that thing down. 6'8".
Would you call Giannis a power forward, small forward, center?
I think in the positionless basketball, they're fine in that area. The thing that I would like to see is like some real juice off the bench for the Bucks. You know, like, because Middleton can play good defense and he can float in between those two positions.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen A. and Giannis can go back and forth. And Drew Holiday's a big guard. So I think they're set in that small forward position. They can play small and they can play big with Brook Lopez. But I'd like to see some heat coming off their bench. Like, where's their Lou Williams? Where's their, like, what Cam Payne has been for the Suns? You know, when he's been coming off the bench. Cam Johnson. They have a lot. Cam Johnson is, I don't know if people are watching the Suns or not, but that guy comes off the bench and is absolute fire.
Don't forget about Pat Bev.
Giannis took a Stephen A. trash talk to the heart to shut him up.
He said, I took that personally.
I took that shit personally.
Stephen A.
He should. I like it when professional athletes take some of this stuff and they're just like, we got it. Like, I don't know if anybody on this is on Twitter, follow Dame Lillard. Like, he's really fun. Somebody put up a Photoshop of him in a Utah jersey, and he retweeted and said that this Photoshop is trash or something like that. I was just like, that's so great.
Jordan Clarkson.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Certified.
To bring up. Imagine if the Lakers still had B.I., Jordan Clarkson. Even Lonzo's been a ton better since he left us.
They wouldn't have had a championship. That's the problem. And Certified might argue with me with this one, but they get AD, they get a championship. They keep
I'm
guys,
saying, like,
guys.
we still have AD. We traded Kuzma and other people instead.
Yeah. I've had this argument with my brother-in-law, who's the Clippers fan, and he's like, "Look at all the talent around the Lakers. I think we put up a post. Could the Lakers, former Lakers, have been a playoff team, right? With Clarkson and Randall and BI and all those guys that are all around the league right now. The thing is you don't get AD without that, and I prefer bragging about the championship, even though we didn't get a parade because of the pandemic. I'm sure LeBron's going to find some way to make that happen because he didn't get an LA parade. He'll be like, we're throwing a parade because I'm LeBron James. It's going to coincide with Space Jam's, debuting this summer. It'll be
how funny would it be if the Clippers won the championship and the Lakers throw a parade in the offseason?
Oh man, that would be the greatest thing ever. I've always said that the saddest thing in LA would be a Clippers parade because I don't know enough Clippers fans to like pack the streets and have that happen. I'm sure they exist. I just don't know.
Felke, I'm so sorry to all of the 90s and probably even early 2000s sports fans. Tony, close your ears. Defense no longer wins championships, everyone. Offense wins championships with just average defense in all sports, football, basketball, and even baseball now.
Here's my one caveat to that. If you can have a transcendent defense, you can still win championships with a run game and a defense, right? The problem is we used to see defenses getting their teams to the Super Bowl more often. I just don't think that's the case anymore.
Yep.
Like, it's
you need all-time level defense.
Yeah. It's got to be the Bucks defense, the Ravens had a couple defenses like that got them there. The Bears, obviously. And you can usually tell. It's a pretty solid run game. And the quarterback, you're like, wait, Dilfer won a Super Bowl?
Flacco.
Flacco won a Super Bowl?
I would say Nick Foles too, because that defense got them through like the playoffs. But in the Super Bowl, Foles balled out.
Yeah, he was. Certified throwing shots at Kuzma. I think Kuzma has to go just so that the Lakers can get that piece they're missing.
Yeah,
that's what's going on right there.
So Certified, who or where should we be targeting for Kuzma? Like, what should we be offering Kuzma for in a package to try and get star players, another star player at least? That's actually what I'm going to be talking about on Mike's Corner. I'm doing 3 NBA moves. I have to record it tonight and edit it tonight, so kill me now. But here are the 3 that I have marked down that I'm going to talk about. I got Ben Simmons to the Raptors for Kyle Lowry in some kind of package, but I think that's fair for both sides. The Raptors get someone young. The 76ers, who are on win now, get someone who can help a little bit more on offense at least. Lakers trade Kyle Kuzma, HTH, and some picks probably for Damian Lillard. And then I have the Mavs signing DeMar DeRozan outright. Those are the 3 that I want to see happen most.
Okay. I like DeRozan to the Mavs.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think he's a very reliable mid-range shooter that they definitely could use that. And good for 18 to 20 points. Just a very solid, consistent, good, never like great NBA player in my mind.
Mm.
THT, I think, has to go if the Lakers are really going to make a move. We
With
need to
Kuzma, huh?
certified. This is my dream move right here. I would say get rid of the dope man, Caruso.
He's on the same page as us.
Yeah.
And if this happens, ha to the entire NBA.
Oh, I would be.
Oh my! We don't need Anthony Davis and LeBron to play the whole season. They can go and rest like Kawhi Leonard does in the other LA team. Dame Lillard will get us in the playoffs, then activate those guys.
Health. They need health. They need
Yep.
to like drink from the holy healing well for Anthony Davis. There was a lot of people in here talking stuff about Ben Simmons. I would like some more people to be talking about how Anthony Davis never seems to like come in like really good shape. You know, like when is somebody going to be like, look at all the work he put in the off season, never been this fit, never been this cut. It's like, that's what I want to hear. That I want to hear Anthony Davis talk about, the lab. That's what people love to call it. I spent so much time in the gym and the lab and all that stuff. It's like, just show me next year with how healthy you can be.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when they're a player the level of an Anthony Davis or a Ben Simmons, and they're making so much money to do it, man. You have to do it. You have to do it. Everyone, the fan base, the team, everything is being invested in you. You got to come through. The very minimum, be in shape, right? That was the problem I had with Trae Turner with the Chargers last year. When he came to us, I was like super excited because we were getting a Pro Bowl guard, and we are really weak on the offensive line. But I saw him out there playing, and the dude was gassed after one drive into the season. One drive into the season, I see him on the sideline, like about to keel over. And sure enough, he got hurt, and he was out for the rest of the year.
We talked about this in the first half. I think that some guys now, with the kind of funny money that you're making, and they get the right people in their corner, they build the right portfolio, they make the right investments and whatever else, like, do you really want to be getting up at 5 a.m. to try and reach your ultimate greatness? You kind of already got the goal. If you feel like you're not going to be great or don't have the drive, like, you got to be a different kind of human being to want to get up at 5 a.m. every morning and try and get better, try and be stronger. There's like some sort of ego in that. It's like people who run for president. You think that you are the answer for something.
For global problems.
That's like, I can do all this.
Humanity.
What? Like, I'm definitely on Ben Simmons level. I hate to say this about myself, but you give me $224 million, I don't know if I'm working on that jump shot. I don't know if I'm 23, 6'10", handsome, and rich if I'm going to the gym. I think I'm going to the club. Like, and I can speak from being in my 20s. Like, I would have had fun.
I hear you.
I would have just enjoyed myself. So I don't hate on him that much.
I hear you, but when we're talking about guys like Ben Simmons, we're talking about veterans in the NBA. Like, this guy, he's young still, but he ain't new to this. He ain't 21. He isn't 20. We're talking about guys like Trae Turner for the Chargers. This man's been in the league for 8 years. Like, come on, man. If you came here and you're ready to cash out and call it a career, then call it a career. You're cashed out. You're good for life.
But why?
You see this Randy Pepperton comment? Screw you, Randy. How about that? And screw you too, Joe. How about that? All right, go ahead, Tony.
No, like, why would you retire or quit, Mike? Really, like, nobody's going to walk away from this money. We say that as fans, but in the actual, like, reality of the situation, like, for these guys, for whatever it is, like, Ben Simmons said, he had, like, a profile change-up where he said, I'm going to mess it up. I wish I could find the quote. You guys realize this is just entertainment. Like, he said that to the fans or whatever. Like, some of you guys take this as just basketball. It's just a form of entertainment. Do you think, like, Magic, Michael, Kobe, LeBron, do you think any of them have that attitude? when we see Ben Simmons, we see, oh man, if this guy had a jump shot, the way he can drive, the way he can dish, like he should be getting 25. He should be averaging a triple double. He should be a taller version of Russell Westbrook. He should be dominating, but he doesn't have it. Russell has that mentality of wanting to get better. He just can't consistently make jump shots.
And he isn't 6'9" or 6'10".
Yeah, he's a bit undersized. That's the thing. There's a bunch of Devin Booker love going on while I was cooking too. Oh, he's this, that, whatever. You guys, Devin Booker's like 6'4" and not nearly as athletic as Kobe Bryant. Okay? Nobody brought that up in any of your Booker love. Everybody's like, he's just like Kobe, except 2 inches shorter and not as athletic. But yeah, they're the same. Fucking people. I just like sometimes I just when I can't chime in when I don't have the microphone, I'm like so frustrated in there, and I'm like, somebody make this comment about how he's like 2.5 inches shorter than the guy they're comparing him to, and can't nearly hang and hit, and I'll do those things that Kobe could do.
The only reason people draw the comparison is because he worked with Kobe a lot. That's it.
Oh yeah,
that's the connection.
Jason Tatum spent time with Kobe, like not a ton.
Yeah,
but
and he gets it sometimes too. Like it comes up.
He's not like he's
closer. I think he's closer.
I don't like it. I don't like comparing kids that are under the age of 25 to some of the great basketball players.
Why can't we compare them to like DeMar DeRozan or guys that are like right here, at the level?
Then he would be better than him.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I'm saying? Like if we were talking about Devin Booker of young and what his future looks like, why do we go straight to the Kobe comparison? Why don't we start, smaller and work our way up to Kobe, via an all-time great career?
I'm going to let you in on a little bit of my argument today on Friday Night Wars. I personally believe that playoff Donovan Mitchell is better than Devin Booker. But had I brought that up as my number 3 at the shooting guard position, that gives you a lot of ammo to then say, well, look at where Devin Booker is now. Donovan Mitchell's never made it this far. I like to compare Booker and Mitchell because they're at very similar stages in their career. And I entertain arguments of Booker being better than Mitchell, even though I don't believe it. I don't entertain any arguments of him being on the level of Kobe Bryant.
Exactly. There's levels to this. Yeah. Okay's comment: Kyle Lowry is so much better than Ben Simmons. Apologize, Kyle Lowry. No, we're not saying that Kyle Lowry isn't better than Ben Simmons. We're saying that a 35-year-old for Ben Simmons works out for both sides because Kyle Lowry can contribute more offensively for the 76ers and Ben Simmons can develop in Toronto. And let's get him away from everything. Go ahead. Go live in Toronto. Get away from the States. Get away from all this nonsense going out with Drake. And Philly already has Tobias. I don't think Kyle Lowry and Tobias will interfere with each other too much. They probably work well together.
I don't either. I think Tobias is he's not a max level 2 guard or small forward, but he also doesn't need to be taking 30 shots a game. And neither does Kyle. I think you need to be focused on the big guy if you can keep his knees healthy, getting shots for Seth Curry, and continuing to develop guys like Thibault and Tyrese Maxey and stuff like, and keep the veterans around, the George Hill guys. But Kyle Lowry to the Sixers, I actually love the move because he's won a championship. He's been in so many great playoff battles with Toronto. Like, imagine every once in a while you kind of got to look at a guy and go, oh, man, it sucks that you played in and then whatever era. Was it Jordan? Was it Kobe? Was it LeBron? Was it Shaq? If you played in that era, you could still be a great player and just not have a lot of hardware to show for it. And I think Kyle Lowry played in an era where he kept running into LeBron James, and that sucks for him. But that's the truth of the matter is that LeBron was going to go to the finals for the majority of Kyle Lowry's career in the NBA. Doesn't mean he's not great or wasn't a very high-level point guard for many years. Hall of Fame player, maybe the best player in the Raptors' history if you really want to break it down.
Yeah, and I think he still has enough left in the tank to be on a championship-winning team. I don't think that's out of the question at all. I like that fit. That's kind of the one that I would like to see happen. This is absolutely ridiculous. Clay for Ben Simmons will not happen. the Golden State fan base would burn down the entire country before they let something like that happen.
There is a lot of like Clay hate going around when you have certain conversations with people. They're like, he'll never be the same, too many injuries, whatever. I was like, maybe he won't be the same defender, but let this dude stay healthy and just like focus on the offensive end and let like Wiggins play a little more defense. And I can guarantee you this: Clay's a competitor. When it's time for him to sit in the chair in the fourth quarter, he's going to check the people in front of him because he still has that. Can he give that to you 38 minutes a night? Probably not after the major injuries he's had. But I'm a huge fan of Klay Thompson, and I think the Warriors are going to be back and strong. Another reason why Zion is going to miss the playoffs again next year. So enjoy that, everybody. Zion truthers. That's not happening.
Even if Clay can get back to 85% of what he was, he's a phenomenal basketball player, top 20 basketball player in the NBA.
I would, yeah. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go top 25 without like doing any real math or research.
Stephen A. Smith said, I'm assuming that's what I'm supposed to say, on Twitter that the Warriors will trade Clay for Ben. Stephen A., I'm going to let you guys in on some info. Stephen A. is playing a 3-decade-long character. He has to have some crazy takes. That's a part of his character. He has to come on and freak out and walk off the set at least once every so often. I'm sure he has a calendar that marked, okay, I need to do it this week. Guaranteed. 100%. So sorry, guys. I just probably broke the fourth wall for you. But that's not the way Stephen A. is if you're just hanging out with him on the couch. He's not out here saying that craziness.
Stephen A. is fun. I've been off Stephen A. for a while.
I'm guilty of it too. You guys think I talk in cadence all the time? No, I don't.
I do. Exactly how I talk on here is how I talk to my family and friends every single time that I see them.
That's the game. It's over.
That is the game.
Absolute blowout. How you feeling, Tony? Bucks in 5?
Yeah, that was my original prediction was Bucks in 5. Anybody who watches Friday Night Wars, I had to do that. That is the name of the game. You get a topic and you must defend it. And I did. And I did a marvelous job.
This changes it. His original tweet was the Warriors are going to make a push to get Ben Simmons. And now people are saying Clay to Philly. Don't think that that's going to be their objective.
Okay. It's not happening. It's
No.
not. The Warriors believe that they have a competitive squad. They have 2 top 14 picks. They can get some young talent, or they can trade those and maybe get some good veterans that match. Wiggins, who knows what they do. Wiseman showed signs of promise this year. I think the Warriors are not giving up on Clay yet. They love Clay. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. He's part of the reason that the Warriors got new stadiums and have fan bases all over the world.
They would much rather lose with Clay than trade Clay out trying to chase a championship and still lose. I don't feel like the Warriors are in a position right now where they need to be forcing it to a point where they're building another super Warriors team. Just go into it with your team and see what you got with Clay back and then start talking about it.
Yeah, they're not that far. Mike, I got to go get dinner. You want to send these people out of here? I appreciate you jumping in for the second half. I wish it was a better game.
Yeah, it was a complete blowout. But I'm happy for my Bucks in 5 prediction because I'm about to put it on a graphic tomorrow morning, Tony.
Warning. Warning. Warning.
Let's get ready to rumble.